Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to the next day on Project Bogie. Today we got the sun shining a little bit actually, for once. We're gonna get the seats out, get them cleaned, get them in the conservatory to dry, hopefully by the end of the day. We're gonna make a start on trying to polish that rear quarter and that door, see if we can get it to work. I might do that first actually. So let's get on with it. Let's start on the next day on Project Bogie, let's go. So what I've done is I've gone over it with this stuff. It's quite watery, this. It is quite watery, but it does say on it that it's, when I can find the English, highly abrasive polishing paste for medium shine. And it's come up quite well. You can just about see the imperfections in it, but it's come up, well, you just heard the squeaky. It's come up much, much better. Unless you really, really look. And that could potentially be filler that's not been rubbed down very well, but I'm going to go over it again with, I'm going to use, so the only Mazerna one I've got left is that one, so that's not good enough. I've used the other ones up, but I have got the old G360. Now this is a good one, so I'm going to go over it with that as well. So I haven't done this bit, and you can, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very, very matte, and the staining, I'm gonna sneeze, and the staining here, I'm hoping that's going to get that staining out as well. All that staining that was down the edge of there, that's all gone. Didn't take much effort to get that out at all. So yeah, that is acceptable, but I'm going to go over it and see if I can improve it. There are some sort of little specks, don't know what they are, little specks, but I'll see if I can get those out as well. But yeah, it's acceptable, not perfect, but certainly acceptable. But if I can get it even better, so much the better. But I don't think I'm going to have to clear coat it. Obviously I haven't done the door yet, I just tested it on that little bit. I mean, you can see the difference between that and that, hopefully you can. So yeah, let's keep at it, see if we can get this done, and then that'll be that finished then, and then we'll have to just get that painting done on the other side. Oh, that's good, I'm pleased about that. Just a little bit more effort needed. Right, I've gone over it with the G360. Quite a few passes of it, and unless you look really, really close, it's all gone. You can just about see it, but I think that's in the paint underneath. But it's really, really slight. You can barely see it. Still got those stains there. I don't know what they are, but they'll just have to stay there. I will put some, I will try some, I don't know, something on it. Not traffic film remover. Sticky stuff remover, that type of thing, tar remover, just in case it's something like that. I'm not quite sure what it is, but yeah, that is really, really nice shine. Just see the scratches. So I think they might be sanding scratches. I just don't think this has been very well done. Paint, as I say, the paint itself is fine. The colour match is all right, ish. Yeah. While I'm sitting, if I come like within about 7-8 inches, you can see the scratches. But if I'm from normal view, this just looks like a shiny blue car. You can't see it at all. Yeah, acceptable. So I'm going to finish this panel off, then we'll do the door, and then we'll come back and show you the result. I'm expecting a call from a garage any minute. My BMW's been in there all day having a service and an MOT and the aircon done. I dread to think what the bill's going to be. Yeah, oh, I'm well pleased with that. Saves a lot of grief. Right, let's get on. that's all nice and clean now, as you saw. Oh yeah, I know what I wasn't gonna bother cleaning the carpets, but they are quite grubby. Obviously driver's side is always the worst, generally. But as I took the seat out, I saw something out of a horror film, an alien. It looks like an alien is growing in the car. I imagine that's probably a boiled sweet or something like that. It's that sort of shape. And it's started to grow in its own ecosystem around it, which is delightful. So I'll clean that up with some elbow grease. I'm going to hoover it all out. And then I'm going to go over the carpets, only lightly. They don't need much. Probably once I've hoovered it, it'll be a lot better. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that ecosystem. And we've got some nasty looking tissues over there as well, which I think I might put some gloves on to remove. Because I don't know what they are. They look like baby wipes of some description. Lovely. Anyway, let's do it. Better. The ecosystem's gone, so I hoovered it all out, which I didn't bother filming. Yeah, and then it's all just it's actually quite warm today, although it was sunny. Although it's not sunny, it's actually quite warm, so I'm hoping that it dries out today. And I've actually left the seats out in the garden. Oh, the sun's coming out now, that's good. So yeah, hopefully the carpets weren't that bad actually. So it didn't take that much effort. I just need to clean up the plastics, which I'll do now. Obviously it's a lot easier to do when the seats are out. Clean up the cup holders and that sort of thing. Yeah. What else we got to do? I got the tyre appointment in about an hour and a half or so. You get like an hour slot. So I was going to take the car, but because I've got no seats in it, of course, I'm going to jack it up, get them off like I did before. And if on the off chance I get there and they haven't got tyres, I'll leave the wheels there. Last time it was fine. This is only the third time I've used them. The first time the tyres weren't in, so I left the wheels there and went back from later that afternoon. But yeah, hopefully I won't have to do that, because obviously the car's in the middle of the drive. What else? Got to do some more on that polishing. The cutting back, got to do the door with the rest of that rear quarter, so it's coming up quite nice. And then we've got that other bit on the door to do as well. And after that, MOT's on Monday. I've booked the MOT for Monday. And there's not actually a massive amount left to do. What else is there to do? Clean, paintwork, that bit on the door, the wheels are clean, new tyres, clean the engine bay. Plates are on. I'm waiting on the DVLA actually, because it is taxed. As I told you, I went to the post office and taxed it, and they send off the V62 for you. And I've got to wait for the V5 to come back, of course, before I can chase up the rest of the service history and sell it. So I think for once, it's actually going to be finished long before I get the V5 back, which is a bit of a nuisance. I did check this morning, and it still shows the previous one on the DVLA website. So hopefully, by the time I've got everything back together, MOT done next week, with a bit of luck it might come, but we will see. Anyway, that'll be it for the time being. We'll come back when we've done a bit more polishing, and I'm just going to have a general clean up on the inside. So I will see you in a bit. There they are, nice new tyres. I do like these tyres, I like the tread pattern. Let's get them on. considering the weather was supposed to be crap today, we've had a relatively good day, sun on and off, and the seats are pretty much dried, pretty much. They come up quite nice. There's a couple of bits I've missed. I'll show you the bit on the other seat actually. You don't realise just how dirty they are until one, you look at the water, and then two, you look at a bit that you missed. So yeah, the carpets are dry, and the seats are pretty dry. Headrests are all cleaned. All these bits are all cleaned. Door cards are cleaned. Plastic and the thingy, cloth, armrest. Boot carpet's clean, that's all back in. See that bit there, look. Look at that. So you don't think the seats are very bad, and then you miss that bit. I'm going to go over that bit now. And there's maybe a little bit there as well. But it could. Actually, I think that's still where it's wet. I assume that's not where it's still wet. Actually, it is a little bit. I think I'll let it dry off before I do it properly. But yeah, no, that's good. That's a good day's work, getting all that done. So I'm just going to put temporary mat in here so I don't get the carpet all dirty, and move it back down the drive. You saw me put the new wheels on, new tyres on, I should say, not new wheels. So what we got left to do? We have got to finish off. I was going to do that now. I've run out of time. I also had a blocked toilet as well, so I've had my hand down the toilet. You didn't want to know that. I've got to finish off doing that polishing. Obviously I can't do that in the rain, or cutting I should say. Then I'm going to polish the entire car, wax it. MOT is on Monday. Got to clean the engine. I've got to fill up the washer fluid bottle. In fact, I'll do that now while I think of it, because make sure it actually works. And then we're pretty much done, really. What else we got? I'm hoping we don't have to do the brakes. I'm hoping we don't have to do the shocks. If we do, if it comes up on the MOT, then obviously when we get back from the MOT with a failed MOT, we'll do them. Or even if it comes back as a advisory, we might do them. But I don't feel that they're necessary, especially with those good pads. But we'll see. We'll see what it comes back. So yeah, I will see you on Monday on MOT day. We'll finish off and see if we can actually physically get this finished. We won't get it finished, of course, because we've got to do this. I mean, we can do that in a day, but we are dependent on the weather. So I'm gonna try and pull it out with some hot glue. I don't think we will be able to, but I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to use the old technique of filling that with paint, and the same goes for that. There's not really a dent there. It's just, I think some of that will come off. It's just that bit really. No dent there. It's just this little dent here. So we'll do what we can with it, and hopefully we can get that done on Monday as well. And then the car will be done, and all we need back is the logbook. So one, we can finish chasing up the service history, and oh, we've got to clean the wheel, tart the wheels up, touch them up on the damaged bit, and then that'll be it. See you Monday. Right, someone has recommended this stuff to me. They sent me a link, eBay, I think it was. Actually, no, I think they were available on eBay, but they're actually a little bit cheaper on Amazon, so I bought them on Amazon. I'll stick the link in the description for these. But this is a bit like, what's it called? I keep seeing it come up on Facebook all the time. I can't for the life of me remember what it is, but basically it's a waxy coating that kills rust and gives you a protective coating, like a waxy protective coating. You spray it on, you use the little straw there to get into awkward places, and it turns into this waxy coating that kills the rust and then protects it from further rust. So I can't remember who you were that recommended it to me, but yeah, they said it's really good and they use it all the time. So I thought I'd try it, give it a go. It was quite cheap. It was about 12 quid for the 2 cans, I think it was. Something like that. What are they, 400ml cans? Something like that. Can't even actually see on it the size. I'm sure it's, 220 grams. Yeah, it's done it in weight rather than millilitres for some bizarre reason. But yeah, it's about a 400ml can, I think. So yeah, I thought we'd give it a try. So I have got the car up on ramps. It is Sunday afternoon, and as you can see, the sun is shining. I had intended to do it after I finished work yesterday, but literally, as I finished work, the heavens opened, so I couldn't do it. It's been raining most of the day today, but luckily it's dry now and the sun's shining. So MOT is tomorrow morning, so I don't know how long it takes to dry. I think it's sort of almost instantly going by. There's no drying time on here. It doesn't mention a drying time, it just says protects metal from rust and damp. This product is a semi-clear, thick, waxy fluid with a powerful rust killer. Spray it on metal and it instantly chases out moisture and forms a flexible, weatherproof skin that does not crack, dry out or wash off in the rain, for use on cars, motorcycles, caravans, boats and trailers. Spray outdoors or in a well-ventilated area, shake can well before use, fit the extension tube to reach awkward areas. So there's nothing there about how long it takes to dry, so I imagine it's pretty instantaneous. So I'm going to try and set the camera up underneath if I can. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to give it a go and see if I can film any of it. But I'm going to brush it, give it a good brush with a wire brush first, put some goggles on I think, and then because there is, as you saw, a lot of flaking paint under there. So I'll show you that again in a second before I try and set the camera up. We'll do what we can. If I had a GoPro or something, I could get under there quite easy, but I'm like using a full-size digital SLR camera, so it's a bit more compact one, but a bit more difficult. Yeah, okay, let's get underneath and have a look. Right, we did show you this before, and it's these bits here that are the more crusty than anything. So you see you can brush that. Let me see if I can get the torch shining on it like that, and then we'll give it a brush. Just want to get the loose stuff off really. As best I can. So I'm just going to do this both sides, get as much off of it as I can, and we'll also do that bit as well. There's not much on there. On here it's more just, sorry about the camera work. I have got some goggles on here. You can see bits falling off. But we'll keep going on this and then we'll come back when we spray it. Actually, I'm probably going to hold it when I spray it. I'm just going to put some cardboard down just in case it decides it wants to get on the ground. I don't want that stuff on my driveway because I'll probably never get it off. So yeah, they're pretty bad, but hopefully I don't want it to come up as an advisory on the MOT ideally. So yeah, I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've given it a good shake. I've doused it all in, I've brushed it all with the wire brush, and I've also gone over it with a drill with a brush on the end, so I've got, I missed some bits there. How did I not get that off? I think it's still quite stuck fast, that's why, apart from that little bit there. But this should hopefully seal it anyway. So I'm going to spray it on here first, see how it goes on. I've got cardboard down. Oh, it's alright. That's right, isn't it? Sorry, I don't know if you're even seeing this. Let me do this bit. That's strange looking stuff. Change hands. Don't want to get it over the wheels, but I think I am getting it over them a little bit. Get it underneath of that. Difficult to film this, I'm sorry about this. Doing what I can. Now, oops, change hands again. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to spray it inside the cup, because obviously yeah, it's quite, it sort of instantly gives it a better, a more pleasing to the eye finish. Get it in the cup. Not the easiest of things, but especially when you're holding a camera. I'm just going to put the camera down and finish it off, but I think you can see that it's sort of drying pretty much straight away and leaving that waxy coating. So hopefully the MOT tester will be quite pleased with that. I've finished now, and as you can see, I'm not sure whether it shows up very well or not on camera, but it's now got this lovely waxy coating all over it. I've gone everywhere, all the entire beam, even the springs I've given a little squirt as well. Loads in the cup, both sides. Yeah, hopefully the MOT tester will be pleased with that. I've just spotted a bit of mist just there, so I'll get the can again and spray that bit. But yeah, nice. It's gone on nice. It didn't drip either, so I didn't need to put the cardboard down. But yeah, that's good. Pleased with that. Yeah, sorry about that camera work, but it's done now. I'm wondering about that exhaust. I know it won't fail the MOT because there's no holes in it, but it will come up as an advisory. Someone's obviously taken off that piece or the vast majority of it, so it actually looks all right unless you look carefully. I'm sure they'll mention it, but there's no need to put a new exhaust on it because of that. I mean, I don't know why they make them double skin like that. I suppose they last longer maybe because the outer skin goes first. Don't know. I'm sure Fiat wouldn't do that on purpose to make things last longer. They don't do it with anything else on the car. So that's it. So yeah, MOT tomorrow. Nothing more to do now until the MOT. I did the washer fluid. That's topped up. That works nicely. I think we checked the blades, the wiper blades. I better check all the lights in the morning. Actually, I haven't done that. Well, I haven't got any warning lights up, but I'll check all the bulbs, make sure they're all working. And then I'll report back when we get back from the MOT. So I will see you about lunchtime tomorrow. Wish me luck. Right, it's all polished up now, all cut back I should say, not polished up, it's all cut back. I'm going to give it a final polish down this entire side, but it's looking a lot better, a lot better. As I say, if you get really close you can see the scratches still, but you know, I'm standing here 3 feet away and you can't see them unless you get up really close. The only bit that I'm a bit disappointed with is this staining. Can't seem to get rid of that. So I'm going to try with something a bit coarser on there. I might even wet sand it potentially. But obviously I don't want to go too far. It's better, but it's still there. I've given the bonnet a bit of a polish as well. And it does seem to have blended in a little bit more. It's brightened it up, so it's blended in a little bit more with the wing. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but it always looks worse on camera, the colour differences, even when the colour differences don't look at all different. They can sometimes look different on camera. As the sun is just going behind the cloud a little bit, you can still see the difference. But it's not bad. You know what? I reckon if someone comes to look at it, they won't even notice. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It's a difficult colour to match. Bonnet's come up nice now. It's been polished. I keep saying polished. It's been cut. I suppose it has been polished, isn't it? Well, did you call it polish when you actually use a cutting compound? I would call it cutting. I am going to put some Mer polish on it as well, on the bonnet and that side. And then what we'll do is we'll give it a good wash, get it all properly clean, and then we'll put wax all over it as well. I'm not going to polish the whole car. I was going to, but I don't think it's really necessary. I'm just going to wax it afterwards once it's clean. Oh, I've still got to do that, of course. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just about to go for the MOT. The MOT is imminent. I've got to leave in about 10 minutes. So when I get back from the MOT, obviously I'll be showing you the result, and fingers crossed it passes. And then we're going to have a go at that. See if I'm going to use the hot glue on it, see if I can pull it out. If not, I'm going to try and get behind it. I don't know if I'll be able to get behind it. It depends on whether the bar that runs through is behind it, like it was on the last car where I couldn't do anything. If I have to, I'll fill it. I don't want to do that, but if I have to, I will. But I'm hoping I can just push it out, and then I can actually, rather than spraying, I can actually put some paint in the scratches, and we've got to try and polish that bit out. But we'll come to that when we get back from the MOT. So wish me luck. I am off to the MOT, as I say, in 10 minutes. So actually, look, I've just noticed I am going to do this side as well, because there is a little bit of staining down there as well. That little brown mark, and that did take it off. That hasn't been painted, but I think it's just the weather, isn't it? Weather and it driving and so on, is that just that leading edge. So I'm going to polish that bit as well. I'm not going to go mad, but I'm just going to polish that, because I polished it out on the other side. I might as well polish it out on this side. Don't know if you can pick it up. You probably can. You could on the previous one, on the other side. Just looking. No, there isn't any scratching on the paintwork this side. Don't think this side has been polished, but it does look quite... Even this side looks a bit on the flat side. You know what? I'm going to polish the whole side. I'm not going to do it to the extent that I did on the other side, but I'm going to do this side as well. What the hell? Just bring it up a bit better, won't it? Because it does look a bit oxidised and dull. Nowhere near like what the other side was, but yeah, we want to get it as good as we can, don't we? Just means spending a little bit more time on it, but say la vie. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side of the MOT. Wish me luck. Right, we are back from the MOT, and we have a pass. A couple of advisories. Obviously, not the shocks, not the brake discs, not the rear beam. So I took care of all of that. Exhaust flexi slightly deteriorated. They always are. That's nothing to be concerned about. Slight surface corrosion under the vehicle. I think that's sort of general, just general. I've never seen that one come up before actually, but yeah, that's nothing. So there's actually nothing here that I need to do at all, which is good. So we have an MOT now, which is valid until the 19th of May, because it ran out on the 18th. And I think it's, what is it, it's 30th of April today. Yeah, we get a little bit of extra time on the MOT, which is nice. Is that right? Hang on, let me just double check that. When's it run out? No, I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah, 18th of May 2025 it runs out. So that's, oh, it's the 29th today, not the 30th, unless the MOT tester got it wrong. I thought it was the 30th. So when I was checking the lights and everything, the only thing I noticed was the DRLs weren't on, so they were actually switched off, and of course there's usually a reason for that, and there is. That one does not work, so I just turned them, I kept them off, turned them back off. Obviously I'm going to change the bulb. I hate doing that, and I am going to do it the long-handed way of doing it, because it's much easier, and that's taking that wheel off. I just struggle so much doing these without, I know you can turn the wheel in and out, and I just can never do it properly. It's just pain in the bleeding arse, stupid design, but I'm going to do that. Yeah, and a bonus is that the logbook came today as well. I knew it would. It was processed last Thursday. I was expecting it to come Saturday, but it didn't. So I knew it was going to come today. So we got that, so we can then chase up the rest of the service history as well. See if we can see when the cam belt was done. Fingers crossed. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Let's get on with it. Let's see if we can get it finished today. So I've pulled out pretty much most of the dent, to be honest. There was a little dent down there as well, which I've also pulled out. That came out really easy with one pull. This one I've had about 4 goes, and it's pretty much almost come out completely. And I've filled it with paint a couple of times. I'm going to keep doing it. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but once it's sanded back, so we'll sand it back with 1500. Then we'll put some more in if we need to. Keep building it up, and then we'll try sanding it again with 1500. And then we'll sand it with 2000, and then finally 3000, and then we'll cut and polish it, and hopefully it's not going to disappear completely, but if we can take the eye off of it enough. The colour looks completely different at the moment, but that's because it's wet and it's quite thick, so I'm trying to fill the gouge, because it's a bit of a gouge really, but it's only a gouge in the paint. Certainly this part is. That part I've really filled quite a bit, but I'm just trying to do the best I can really. As I say, the paint is spread around a little bit, but once that's wet sanded and then polished up, that should be okay. I did it on the last car and I didn't film any of it. I was in a rush to get it done, and I have done it before quite successfully. I did it on a red car quite successfully. I think the red was a little bit more forgiving with the paint. The paint was a good match. I'm not convinced this is, but because it's only a little bit, and I think I need to actually get in there a little bit more now as well. Just dab it into the wet paint, and then we basically go in here and try and fill the gap as much as we can, like that. Just do it in stages. That one I'm not going to touch because that's still wet, but that's the idea. You fill it, you fill the gaps, and then you rub it down level. That's the idea. Of course, once you've sanded it the first time, and then you can add to it to try and level it up more. Not wholly successful, that. You can still see it. I've just touched another bit of paint in, but I polished it all up. You can still see it. It is what it is. It looks worse in the sunlight, I have to say. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not even sure it's in focus. But it's as good as I can get it. Yeah, I mean, the dent wise it's gone pretty much, but yeah, the colour don't match. I've got two different versions of this colour, and neither of them match. It's a pick of a colour to match this one, hence why we've got different colour bonnet, of course. Yeah, short of you know, cutting a piece of metal out and sending it to the paint shop to match it, there's not an awful lot we can do about it. You know, it fades in. Don't forget, this is what, a 12-year-old car? 2012, isn't it? 12-year-old car. Paint was going to have faded. You know, as much as I've polished it, it still shows. But it is what it is. It's pretty much the only mark on the car, to be fair. So yeah, just have to stay like that. I'll point it out. I won't, you know, I won't wait till they see it. I shall say, look, the only mark on the car is that, which it is. There are no other marks on the car. It's spotless. When you think it's a 12-year-old car, I know we've got this little issue, which I have gone over a little bit more. I've got a little bit more of that off. I might have yet another go over that. There's nothing I can do about that. Again, that's, you know, you see that on a lot of cars with, I think it's petrol staining. Don't know why it would be higher, but we know that's had a pretty ropey repair on that. Well, I say ropey repair. It's had a bit of a ropey clear cut. Going to go over this bit here again with the polish just to bring that up a little bit better. It's not bad, but as I say, I don't think anyone would ever notice it. But I'm just going to go over it again. Done the wiring. We got all that in. I've replaced that front of the grills because, as you can see, there is now a chrome bit on the right hand side, whereas there wasn't before. I just had a spare. Rather than messing around trying to glue it on, I've just put a new one on. So I'll keep those as for spares. I don't ever sell those. Someone has emailed me actually and asked me if I've got a thing for the stereo, and also, you know, one of the blanks for the stereo and one of those. And yes, I have, but I don't sell them because I need them myself invariably. So I would never sell those because they're quite difficult to get hold of. You know, you can buy them from AliExpress, but they never match. You know, the buttons, the cream ones or the black ones are always out, nowhere near. So yeah, don't sell those. I think that's it for the time being. I'm going to put the stereo in and have a little play with that. Decide as to where we're going to put it, and then I think we'll give the car a wash. Right, we're virtually there now. Excuse the wind. I've just done a bit of waxing on some of the bits, the bonnet and that complete side panel. I've waxed that. It's all cleaned. I've got to black up the tyres, but it's all cleaned. It's all cleaned inside. The stereo is currently mounted on there. I've mounted it the other way up, so you can actually get to the buttons. Obviously, I will explain to the buyer that they can mount it on the dash if they wish, or on the windscreen if they wish. Then it's up to them as to how they decide to mount it. Got the obligatory Love 500 sticker on the windscreen, on the side window. Just got to touch up the wheels. I'm not going to go sanding them. I'm just going to touch them up a little bit. It's just both front wheels need a little bit. That bonnet is open in case you didn't realise. Oh yeah, I've got to clean under the bonnet. Just it's not that bad, but just give it a bit of a clean under there. And then we're done. Difficult one to decide this, you know. I can't decide. We've been through this already, so I won't mention it again. Just wanted to say that I often, as you know, mention Sean in the Isle of Wight. He has been down here a couple of times. I bought a car for him, for his daughter, which is still lovingly cleaning and polishing and what have you. I hadn't heard from him for a little while because I hear from him regularly. And I didn't really think anything of it, but I hadn't heard from him for, must be a couple of weeks now. I just had a Excuse me a second, I just got to notice there's dust all over my lens. Oh, that's made it worse. Oh God. I think it's polishing dust. Anyway, yeah, so I just had a message from his son-in-law, Paul, who came down with him the last time. And poor old Sean is laid up in hospital. That's why I haven't heard from him. So he's not very well. And he is in hospital. Hopefully he'll be home by the end of this week. And Paul said, could I give him a shout out on the channel? So get well soon, Sean. I'm sure I'll hear from you at the end of the week if you're back at home. And I'm sure everybody on here will wish you a get well soon as well. So get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon, Sean. Hope to speak to you soon. Yeah, so that's poor old Sean in hospital. Right, that's it. It's done. All finished. Just got to black the tyres up. There's always something I've just got to do. I did notice, after you saw me, well, you saw that I'd waxed this bonnet. When I was taking the wax off, I could feel it was really rough just here. I thought, what the hell's going on? And I looked at it, this side, from here, and you could see a line where it had been painted, where this has obviously been painted and they're blending it in. And it was really rough, and you could literally see a line down it. I don't know how I hadn't noticed that before. Maybe it's just the light, I don't know. So I ended up wet sanding it, and then cutting it, polishing it, and waxing it again, and now it's lovely. Smooth as anything. But yeah, I don't know how I hadn't seen that. So whoever done the paint job on this, not the best, I have to say. Not the best. But it's all looking nice now. The only thing that lets it down is that door. I'm really quite disappointed about that. I thought that was going to come out better than that. Again, you know, it's in full sunlight, so it looks worse. But there's nothing I can do about it. I don't keep on about it, but it's just bugging me. It's really bugging me. But yeah, it's all done now, apart from that. It's all nice and clean inside. Just got to decide how much to sell it for. I'm going to have a look around on eBay and that and see what they're going for. I reckon, I mean, it will vary, but I reckon they'll be going for 4.5, maybe a bit more. And you can bet your life they won't be in, I know they've got that dent in the door, but you can bet your life they won't be in such good condition as this. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I was thinking originally, as I said, not 3,950, but now I might do it 3,750, only because of that door. It's the only reason. It's really bugging me. Apart from, I'm not going to say it again. I keep saying it. I keep repeating myself. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what people's budgets are. Yeah. Or maybe I should try for a bit more. I don't know. I really don't know. I will let you know at some point. At this stage, I really don't know. I was going to get a premium for this, so I thought. But because of that, I can't really. So I'll let you know. We'll make a decision. And I'll stop repeating myself over and over again, boring you. So yeah, we'll be back. Right, we're done. Finished. Tyres are blacked up. Use my patented cardboard things to protect the driveway from the tyre blacking. I'm just waiting for it to dry off, and then I can move the car. So everything is done on the car now. Everything's cleaned, everything's oiled, it's MOT'd, it's been recently serviced, it's had all those new parts previous to me having it. Yeah, it's lovely, apart from that. That's the only thing that lets it down. Everything else is almost perfect. It's a real shame about that. You know, if someone decides to get that done, then they can. But yeah, it's annoying. It is annoying, but there you go. Right, we're back again. The reason I'm back again is a couple of days have passed. In this daylight, without the sun on it, it doesn't look too bad. And even actually the colour match isn't too bad. I mean, it's not right, but it's not too bad. But it just looks shit. It does, it really looks shit. But what I've done, now you may think I'm being a bit over the top with this, and whether I should just let it go like this and point it out to the person and say, look, unfortunately there's a little bit of damage on the door. I've tried to repair it, not very well. It is what it is. You know, I've knocked 200 quid off. Or I found a door on eBay, a good passenger door in colour for £55. Filthy dirty, it looks like it's been outside, but no damage to it. The bloke's assured me there's no damage, it's just dirt. I'll stick a picture up of it now actually, and you can see the picture. That's not the picture that was on eBay, but this is the picture he sent me after he said I'll double check that there's no damage, which there isn't. So I think it's an entire door, glass, everything, I think. So apart from door handle and mirror, it's just a bolt on, bolt off. 15-20 minute job. So if it's up to standard, and of course if it matches, I could sell that door for more than 55 quid. I could probably sell that door for £100 or even more potentially, but I reckon I'd get 100 quid for that door easily. Easily. It's the only thing the bloke's got for sale, just that door. It's no longer for sale because he sent me, actually I think initially it was up for 60 quid, and I said to him, are you happy with me to pay cash on collection? Obviously that will save you the eBay fees. And he said, I'll send you an offer. He said accept it but just don't pay. Which I've done, and he sent me an offer for 55 quid. So I don't know if he thought I was asking for a reduction in price to save I was actually like saying to him, you know, you'll save the eBay fees. But yeah, 55 quid. So he's in Essex, in Grays in Essex, not far from Lakeside. So it's not RLR Autos. If anyone who knows Lee at RLR Autos, it's not him. I haven't been to see him for quite some time actually. But it's in the same area as he lives. And then the car will be ready. There's one other thing that I forgot about, was the spare key. As you know, I have got a spare key, but this is the key that came with the lock set. And after speaking to the locksmith, he said, you know, run a Stanley knife around it, you can get the chip out. Now what I want to do ideally is, yes, I do want to, I'm not interested in the chip because the chip is the chip for the car that this came out of, not this car. What I want is the blade. If I can get the blade out in one piece, or I can get it apart so when you put it back together it's not going to look really bad, then I can program a new chip and put it in this shell. I don't think that will happen because I have taken these apart once before and it just bullet it. You couldn't get it, it just looked really awful. So I'm going to see if I can get, I don't know if they're going to be the same the way that they sit in here. They're obviously glued in or something, I really don't know. And then if I can get apart one of my AliExpress key bases, then I'll do that. It is only 10 quid to get one of these cut, I have to say, and then I could just get it programmed. But I just thought, you know, as I've got this, it'll be a bit of an experiment to see if we can get it apart. So I haven't got my vise on the bench anymore since I've swapped the garage around, so I'm going to just hold it in a pair of pliers and see if I can do it that way. So I'll let you know, and I'll show you the result of it and see what it looks like. That's what I've just discovered. It's actually just like a rubber cover. So I've got it off with a knife, and then the chip sits in there, and this rubber cover just goes back on, and there's the chip. The chip is actually held within the rubber cover, if you can see it. Chip's just there. I've got my glasses on that have gone dark, so I can't see the screen very well. So hopefully that means that I can actually use that. That'll be quite handy to be able to do that. And then I've cut it quite carefully, so I think probably, unless the case that on the new keys I get, which I don't think they are because they're hard, they're not rubberized like that one. Failing that, I think I can probably super glue that back on. I think that'll be all right. Oh, that's good. That saves me the time. It's not so much the tenner, it's the time of having to go to the locksmith. But oh, that looks good. I think that's going to work. We'll get the other key out and we'll have a look at that, see if we can get that. No, we don't need to get the other key apart, do we? Unless that's got a case that we can use. But let's grab one and have a look and see if we can see what we can do. See if we can use a bit of both. It looks like it's a similar concept. I mean, obviously there is a split around the side of it. I don't want to destroy this one. Yeah, don't see much point really. Because, yeah, I can glue that one back together, can't I? I say I've cut it quite carefully, and when I've split it, I've not split it all the way around. So I reckon that will go back on all right. Oh, that's good. That's handy to know that for future reference as well. Because when I do get key sets like this, I don't need to waste one of my spares. You know, because they cost money. Not much, but they cost money. It's not about the money. Anyway, so I'm not gonna do it now because I'm working today, but I will. I'll get one of these. I'll get this program. So if I program a new chip in, then I can just use this key, make sure it works, and then we'll put it in there, and then we got a new spare key, or a working spare key, not a new one, but a working spare key. That's good. So yeah, I will come back to you whenever, because that's the final thing to do. Just get that key done, and then potentially change that door, and then the car will be finished then and ready to go. I've tracked down some of the service history. I've got another couple of places to call. And then hopefully we'll have a nice history as well. And it'll be a lovely car for somebody. Right, here's the door. So this is from the picture that I showed you earlier. It looks like this was obviously been, I say stored, kept outside. It's covered in bird's poo, absolutely covered in it. But apart from that, I mean, we don't know if it's going to match, of course, but apart from that, hopefully it'll be all right. So I'm gonna stick a bit of tape over the holes, and I'm gonna give it a damn good jet wash. The only issue with it is it hasn't got the rubbing strip on the side. So what I'll do, I'll swap them over, assuming this one matches, hopefully. What I'll do is I'll try carefully to take the one off of the other door, and I've ordered some 3M tape. I don't want to use Tiger Seal because the last time I used Tiger Seal it was a bit of a dog's dinner. So I'm going to try and do it with tape, and if I can get it off without bending it, and we can get it back on securely enough on this door, then we'll use it. If the worst comes to the worst, what we'll do is we'll take them off of the car rather than having them on the car at all. But the best way is to heat them up and then use a plastic plastic tool, and then try and they're only glued on, so it's just a matter of melting the glue or warming up the glue so they come off easier, and trying to do it without bending it. But yeah, I mean, look at it's absolutely embedded in what looks like pigeon poo. So it's been stored outside for some time by the looks of it, but no dents, no scratches as far as I can see. Obviously it's got no handle on it. Whether the speaker will be any good or not, I think it was covered up at some point, but I suppose it depends how long it's been outside for. But yeah, I mean, everything's there, so we just have to hope everything that is there that works. If not, we'll just have to swap it over. But of course the main concern at the moment is whether it matches or not. But let's get it clean, we'll give it a bit of a buff up, and yeah, see what it's like. That's better. Not bad, is it? Tiny, 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 tiny little dink there. Minute. But that's good. That's in good nick. And now it's clean. No bird's poo. I did actually get the mirror plug soaking wet, so I'm not going to be plugging it in for a few days anyway, so I'll give it time to dry out. But yeah, that's nice and clean now. I will have to obviously change these, because this has obviously come off of a Pop or a Sport, so it's got the matte ones. That doesn't look matte because it's still wet, but I'll change those. I've got door handles, so I might just put a door handle on it now. It'll save me doing it when it's on the car, because obviously passenger side it doesn't matter. Yeah, might as well do that now actually. Yeah, good, I'm pleased with that. Not bad for 55 quid, is it? Complete door. Hopefully the mechanism will all work. If not, obviously I'll just swap them over, but should be all right. Right, morning, welcome back. It's a few days have passed. Car's been sitting out on the road. You've seen the door all cleaned up. I'm just putting it by the car to look at the colour, and as far as I can see, it looks fine. Looks absolutely fine. As we know, I'm going to have to change these, but colour wise, yeah, it looks all right. So we'll get it changed. Let's do it now. Doors on, everything's working. Only things I've got to do is I've got to try and take the strip off of the other door, off of the old door, and see if we can get it off without bending it, and get the glue off, and then stick it on this door. If that doesn't work, I'll be taking these off, but I will see what the paint's like underneath that one. I've done this before on cars, Can't remember if I've done it on this colour. I think I did actually. I think it was this colour. I've done it on a couple, and I think one of the ones I did it on was in this colour. And I was thinking that the paint's probably gone underneath, but it hasn't. I managed to get the glue off and polish it up, and it was absolutely fine. So hopefully the same will apply on this. I've also got to change these, which is a pain. I should have done that. It's easy when the mirror's not there to do these. Got to swap those over with the gloss ones off the old door. Because obviously, yeah, these are gloss, so they need to match. I have let cars go with them before when I didn't have any a few years ago, but it looks bloody awful, doesn't it? I don't think the buyer ever noticed, to be honest with you, but yeah, don't do that now. So yeah, if I have to, I shall heat these up and take these off, clean them up, and then I actually prefer the cars without these on, but obviously as it's on the other side, if I can get it to stick on with, I bought some 3M tape, so I've got 9mm 3M tape, so the idea is to put two bits of 3M tape and then with some tiger seal down the middle, and hopefully see if it works. But I'm not adverse to taking them off completely. It's a little bit more work because, as I say, then I have to get the glue off and polish it up. But yeah, it's worked before, so we'll see. I've got this in the sun at the moment, just making a cup of tea. It does seem a bit over the top doing this, but obviously we've got that gap, and you know, I got that door for 55 quid. I shall sell this for more than 55 quid. So yeah, why not? All the internals are all good, of course. Yeah, just need to get on with it. Right, let's do it. Right, it's on. That was really, really easy, actually. It's nice and straight, and it was. I did put some pound shop glue on either end, just on the far extremities, but I put a row, so it's hollow on the inside. You've got glue on the edge, or sticky tape on the edge, all the way around, but it's hollow on the inside, so there wasn't much point in putting any glue there. So I just put some glue on the end. But I ran a piece of 3M tape all the way around, and I think it is genuine 3M tape. You always wonder when you buy stuff from Amazon, but it seems to have stuck really well. You've got to get it right first time, and I think I have. It looks straight as anything. So that's good. So that's that done. So which is good because it means I haven't got to take the other ones off. I need a couple of little touching in bits of paint, but it came off really nicely. Just using I bent it because of the heat, but just using one of the spatulas that comes with my stickers when I buy them from China. Heat it up with a heat gun. You probably saw me on time lapse heating it up, just getting that in there, breaking it at the top, and then you can pull it out a little bit, and I just ran a knife along the bottom and it took it off nicely. I'm going to try and clean that up because I'm going to sell this door, so I'll clean that up as best I can, and yeah, pleased with that. Right, that's it, done. Got the new trims on, or the old trims I should say, and of course this piece as well. I forgot about that bit. Yeah, that had to be changed as well. In case you don't know, that just pulls off. I did change the door handle again as well to the one that was on the car, because that one that I put on the other day, I think it must have been an aftermarket one. It just wouldn't go on. It was really crap. So I tried again. I thought maybe it's because I'm doing it off the car, so I'll try it when it's on the car. Tried it, and again it just wouldn't go. It would not go on. Absolute nightmare. Just doesn't seem to fit. They don't seem to fit. I didn't realise it was an aftermarket one, but it must be. So I took the one out the old door, and it slipped into position straight away, as it should. Bizarre that why they don't fit. Don't get it. Yeah. So that's it. One last thing to do. Well, apart from giving it a wash, but I'm not going to wash it yet because I'll probably wash it tomorrow because of that sticking on. I don't want whilst that, you know, that takes a few hours to fully cure when they're stuck on. I don't want water getting down there and that being loose. So I'll either do it later on today or probably leave it till tomorrow, to be fair. So the only one thing I've got left to do is to clone the chip for the key. So we've got a spare key, as you know. I showed you the other day where I've taken the key apart. Just need to clone the chip and then try and glue that back together again. Okay, we're done, finished, all done, ready to go. I've taken the photographs. It does still need that final wash because it's a bit dusty, but it is all done. Tyres are still all black from where I blacked them up the other day. Key's been done, so we've got this nice spare key that's been stuck back together with super glue, which worked really well. Yeah, all finished. So I'm glad I did this door. We now have a completely mark-free door. Pretty much a mark-free car, to be perfectly honest. And of course, it's a HPI clear car as well. So yeah, it's all polished up nicely. We'll probably, when we wash it, we'll put some easy coat over it. I can't remember if we've already done that or not, probably not, but we'll do that. And it's time to send some messages now to prospective buyers. I've got a list of people that want cars, and I'm sure this will be in more than one's budget and want to. I mean, about dust, look, it's very dusty up there. It's been parked up in the road for a few days. Yeah, so that's it, job finished. So we'll wrap this up. So that is the end of Project Bogie. Not a massive project, not a massive lot of damage, but as always, we've done stuff on it that was wrong with the car before it was stolen. Like that business on the door, the dodgy paintwork, all that sort of stuff, tyres. It's got a new MOT on it, new number plates. Was it 2 new tyres on the front, wasn't it? Yeah, that's good, all finished, done. Stereo's in, all working, linked to my phone at the moment to demonstrate it. What's not to like? So I think I haven't looked at the prices again still of this year. What is it? It's a 61, isn't it? Yeah, 2012, late 2012. I think it was registered in October 2012. I'm going to have a quick look, but I think even though it's an HPI car, I'm going to stick it up for 3,950. I think. I probably won't drop. I think it's worth more than that, to be fair. But that's what I'm going to put it up. I've taken some pictures of the old door. I shall see if I can get about 80 quid for that on eBay, which will be more than I paid for the new one. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this project. Moving on to the next one, we'll be going on to the minty one to get that suspension sorted out this afternoon. That will be coming in a future video. And of course, we've still got the colour therapy parts over from my sister-in-law's that is yet to be started. And of course, we've got the red Sport as well, of which the new chassis leg is being welded on next week. So then we can get on with that project. But that's it on Project Bogie. As always, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.